we're going to work on lesson 11.1, radical expressions and rational exponents. So radical means that there's some root, right? It could be some kind of nth root, square root, cube root, fourth root, something like that. And rational means fraction. So rational means fraction. So it's like fractional exponents. So let's check it out. So it says, remember that a number a is an nth root of a number b if a to the n equals b. So a is the nth root of b. As you know, a square root is indicated by square root, and a cube root is indicated by cube root. In general, the nth root of a real number a is indicated by nth root. So you can basically have any number as a root, where n is the index of the radical and a is the radicand. So n is the index. That's the most important part. Note that when a number has more than one real root, the radical sign indicates only the principal or positive root. Okay, a rational exponent is an exponent that can be expressed as m over n. So a rational exponent is an exponent that can be expressed as a fraction, right? Where m is an integer and n is a natural number. And you can use the definition of a root and properties of equality and exponents to explore how to express roots using rational exponents. So here it's going to walk us through an explanation of how to get the root or the rational exponent from the root. Now you're not going to have to do this every time you go to solve these, but this is just to help you understand where what we're going to be doing with these is coming from. So how can you express a square root using an exponent? That is, if the square root of a equals a to the m, what is m? So given that the square root of a equals a to the m, if we square both sides, that makes it so that the square root goes away. So we're like working on trying to solve for a or get rid of the square root. So we square both sides, and then the square root of a squared just turns into a, because square root and square cancel each other out, equals a to the m squared. So we just squared both sides. And a to the m to the 2 is a to the 2m. We just multiply the two exponents together. So we get a equals a equals a to the 2m. Now, whenever it's just a, that means that the exponent is 1. So we have a to the 1 equals a to the 2m. So that means that the exponents on the a must be the same. So if a to the 1 is equal to a to the 2m, that must mean that 1 equals 2m, because the exponents have to be the same. And then if we solve for m, we have to divide both sides by 2, and we get m equals 1/2. So basically, this that's a long way of getting to the fact that the square root of a equals a to the 1/2. So whenever we rewrite a radical as a rational exponent, that's what we're going to do. So how can we express a cube root using an exponent? So hopefully you notice that whenever we have a square root, whenever the index is 2, right, if it's not there, that automatically means 2 because it's square root, then the fractional or the rational exponent is 1/2. So if we go through the same process, but instead of squaring both sides, we cube both sides, we get to the statement that's a equals a to the 3m, which means 1 equals 3m, which means m equals 1/3. So here we have, when we have cube root of a, we get a to the 1/3. So the cube root of a is a to the 1/3. So if we write a radical as a rational exponent, that's what we're going to do. So in that Explore, we found that the rational exponent m over n with m equals 1 represents an nth root, or that a to the 1 over n equals nth root of a. That is a very important piece. So you should highlight that if you have a highlighter handy. If you don't have a highlighter handy, if you can grab one, you should, because that's a very important piece. So for a positive value of a, this is also true for negative values of a when the index is odd. Okay, when m is not equal to 1, you can think of the numerator m as the power and the denominator n as the root. So the following ways of expressing the exponent m over n are equivalent. So here it says for rational exponents, remember rational means like a fraction, fractional, rational. For any natural number n, integer m, and real number a, when the nth root of a is real, in words, we can put that the exponent, m over n, indicates the nth power of the nth root of a quantity. So basically just the denominator is the root, the top number is the power. So if we have 27 to the 2/3, well, that's the cube root, right? The number on the bottom is the index on the root of 27 squared. The cube root of 27 is 3, so it's just 3 squared. 3 squared is 9. So this is really what we're going to be doing here. So the algebra, like the formula that we can write, is we can remember that the denominator is the index of the root, and the top number is the power. We can also write that power on the inside of the square root, or sorry, on the inside of the nth root. It doesn't have to be on the outside. So either one of these is saying the exact same thing. Okay, so here are some examples. So translate radical expressions into expressions with rational exponents and vice versa. Simplify numerical expressions when possible. Assume all variables are positive. So here we go. This is really the stuff that we're going to have to do. So first I'm going to rewrite this negative 125 as the cube root of negative 125. And I got cube root because the denominator was 3. And I want to raise that to the 4th power, right? The 4 on the outside. Let's try that step on the next one. So if I have x to the 11 over 8, the 8 needs to go to the index, 8th root of x to the 11, right? Or it could be 8th root of x to the 11th on the inside, either way. Now this one, let's try C. So the 5th root of 6 to the 4th, well, now we're actually going to have to start solving that. So let's go back to A. So this isn't as far as we go, but that's just the first step. So the first step, write the denominator as the index. Excuse me. Now we have to figure out what is the cube root of 125. Well, what multiplied to itself 3 times makes 125, and that answer is 5. So the cube root of negative 125, you could use your calculator on that too, is negative 5, and that's negative 5 to the 4th, because the cube root of negative 125 is negative 5. What multiplies to itself 3 times to make negative 125? If you don't know that, let me write it here. Pause the video if you need to write. So what multiplies to itself 3 times to make negative 125? That's how we got negative 5 there. Okay, so what multiplies to itself 3 times? And it's 3 times because that's what the index on the root is. Okay, and then now we can finish doing this. So negative 5 to the 4th. Negative 5 times 5 is 125, or 25 times 5 is 125. 125 times 5, I think it's 625. Let me check. I gotta grab a calculator. And it is 625. So final answer is positive 625. And I know it's positive because anytime I raise a negative number to an even root, to an even exponent, it always gives me a positive number. All right, so like if I had negative 2 squared, well, that's negative 2 times negative 2, right, which is positive 4. But if I have negative 2 to the 3rd, well, that's negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. Positive 4 times negative 2 is negative 8, right? So if I have a negative number raised to an odd exponent, the answer is negative. If I have a negative number raised to an even exponent, the answer is positive. So this is automatically positive because it's negative 5 to the 4th because the power is even, okay? And I just wrote that in words there, so if you want to pause the video to copy that sentence down, yeah, you can. Okay, so the of x to the 11th there, the 8th root of x to the 11th on B, that's actually as far as we need to go with this one. This one we could keep going further because we had a number, but this one, that's just how we're going to leave it. So now this one's the 5th root of 6 to the 4th. I'm going to write that in words right here, just so that you can remember how we say that. So what this wants us to do is just convert it into a rational exponent. So this is going to be 6 to the 4 over 5. 6 to the exponent of 4 over 5, right? Because the index is 5, it goes to the denominator, the power is 4. This one, same thing. So it's going to be x to the, what do you think this one's going to be? The 4 goes on the bottom, the 3 goes on the top. 3 over 4. All right, so let's see what we need to do with some of these. Write the equivalent expression for the following expressions with rational exponents. Simplify numerical expressions when possible. Okay, so this is a numerical expression. I know I'm going to have to simplify it, but first we're going to rewrite it as a radical. So this is negative 32 over 243, and the root is 5, right? Because that's the denominator there, and we're going to end up squaring that. So the fifth root of negative 32 over 243 squared. Now, in your calculator, you can do fifth root, so that's what I'm going to do now, and I want you to also do it. So you got to hit math, and then just go down to the fifth one, which is x root, and then change the index to 5, and then negative 32. We're just going to do negative 32 first. So this is the fifth root of negative 32 over the fifth root of 243, and we're going to square that. So the fifth root of negative 32 is negative 2. So negative 2 multiplied to itself 5 times makes negative 32. And the fifth root of 243, let's see, math, go down to x root, and then fifth root of 243 is 3. So we get negative 2 over 3, and we need to square that. So negative 2 times negative 2 is 4, 3 times 3 is 9. Final answer. All right, let's try this one. So this, it's going to be cube root, right, because of the 3 on the bottom, of 3y to the fourth. And I'm actually going to rewrite that as cube root of 3y to the fourth on the inside. So now if I rewrite that, that's cube root of 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, 3 to the fourth, times y times y times y times y. So that's everything's being raised to the fourth power, right? And I want to figure out how many items are being raised to the third power. So I'm going to rewrite this as 3 to the third, right? Because there's 3 3's there, and then there's an extra times 3, and then times y to the third, and then an extra times y. And now I can separate each of these. The parts that I highlighted are the ones that I really want to separate because I can actually take the cube root of them. So the cube root of 3 to the third is 3. The cube root of y to the third is y. And then what I have left is 3 times y, right? That's why it's still in the cube root, times cube root of 3y. So my final answer is 3y cube root 3y. All right, let's try these ones. So write an equivalent expression for the following radical expressions. Simplify the numerical expressions when possible. So the cube root of 5 to the 9th is 5 to the 9 over 3. Do you see how 9 over 3 can be simplified? What is 9 over 3? 9 divided by 3? It's just 3, right? So 5 to the third, and then 5 to the third. 5 times 5 times 5, that's 125. All right? Okay, let's try this one. This one I noticed that there wasn't an index on it, so that means that it's automatically a square root. And do you notice that there's a number in there that we can actually take the square root of? What is the square root of 4? What multiplies to itself 2 times to make 4? It's actually 2, right? So something that I want to do is just separate these pieces. So anything multiplying on the inside of the radical we can separate. So this is like square root of 4 to the third times the square root of y to the third. So all I did was separate the 4 and the y so that they're in their own. And then what is the square root of 4? 2, right? So this is 2 to the third times the square root of y to the third. All right, 2 to the third is actually 8. 2 times 2 times 2. And then I want to rewrite this as a rational exponent because it started with a regular root, so this is going to be y to the 3 over 2. Final answer. Okay, try the homework problems.